What's up, y'all? I'm out here just protecting my peace, man. Just got my trail running in. Release stress. Release stress. I got a lot to talk about today. A lot. So it's going to be all over the place, but I promise you, this message is a life-changing message if you really get it and you really apply it. You might want to turn your headphones down because I'm about to go ham. I just want to let you know that. And I'm going to talk about a lot today. So the first thing I want to tell you this, and I had this thought while I was running, like, you have to stop being so obsessed in the wrong way. And please hear me out. Don't get off this message because it's going to make you feel a certain type of way. Please listen to this. It's sometimes the truth that hurts, but it's the truth that we need to hear. Some of you are too, and I've been here. So when I say some of you, I've been here in my life, okay? So I'm not saying, oh, it's you. I've been here. But I know if you stay here, nothing is going to change in your life. Understand me. Some of you are too obsessed with the wrong things, okay? Let me tell you this. Some of you are too obsessed with your unhealthy wants. All right, some of you want a relationship so bad. Some of you, want a person so bad that you're willing to accept the toxic environment that comes with it. You're willing to accept the toxic behavior that comes with this person because you're so obsessed with your unhealthy wants. Some of you are so obsessed with financial things, right? So you put yourselves in situations that you go against your integrity, that go against your morals, that might bring more finances to your life, but it's not going to bring more peace to your soul. Some of you are obsessed with the wrong things. Some of you, let's keep talking about this. Some of you are so obsessed with your limitations. You believe it. Like when I'm telling you this right now, you're not thinking about why you have to do it. You're not thinking about that it's possible. You are so obsessed with your limitations. You are so obsessed with your excuses. Because it's easier to just justify than it is to actually do the work and change. Y'all got to change y'all's mindset. You got to start being obsessed with the right things. You got to start being obsessed with your needs. I like to say defiant needs because I want you to really get clear on it. Your needs. So if you need peace, be obsessed with that and be obsessed with bringing the right things in your life that are healthy to give you those things. If you need financial gain, to make your dream come true, be obsessed with that, but be obsessed with the right things that bring you that. You got to change your obsession. You got to be obsessed with the greatest version of yourself. You got to be obsessed with you being the healthiest you. You got to be obsessed with you being the greatest mother, with you being the greatest father. What up, Dad? You got to be obsessed with what God created you to be. You got to be obsessed with your faith. Some of you are obsessed with your fear. So every time you see an obstacle, you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to believe my limitations. Oh, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm not good enough because you're obsessed with your fear. You're obsessed with your limitations. You're obsessed with your excuses. Some of you have to be obsessed with your faith, but some of you got to know what God has got for you. God has got for you. Can't nothing stop that. When it's the will that God has for your life, listen to me, man. When it's the will that God has for your life, nothing can stop that. Nobody can stop that. No hater can stop God's favor. No situation can change your destination. When God got you, God got you. But oftentimes we think God don't got us because we're experiencing things that are necessary for our growth in the journey. We're experiencing hard times. We're experiencing anger. We're experiencing all these things. You got to start believing in yourself. I was reading listening to some about the guy who made the Impossible Burger, right? The reason he called it an Impossible Burger because everybody told me it was impossible. Everybody said, oh, you can't make a burger with protein, all vegan. You can't do that. You can't make it without meat. You can't do that. You know what? He was so obsessed with his vision that guess what? He made the Impossible Burger. Okay, so some of you in here, you're too obsessed with the wrong thing. All you're seeing is why you can't. All you're seeing is the obstacles. All you're seeing is the people that walked out of your life. All you're seeing is the people that told you suck. All you're seeing is the people who treated you like trash. That's all that you see, and you live your life like that. Some of you got to stop living your life like that. You got to be obsessed with who you're created to be. You got to be obsessed with who you know you are deep down inside before that situation told you who you should be. You got to be that obsessed. And I'm going to tell you right now, in my podcast today, this might seem very weird for a lot of you, but some of you have to be obsessed with using your negative emotions. Some of you right now are depressed. Some of you right now are stressed. Some of you right now are angry. And I promise you, if you use your dark side, I'm going to say dark side. I'm not telling you to keep your dark side dark because a lot of people do that. What do you mean, Trent? Well, a lot of people go through hard times, go through pain, and they give pain to other people. That's keeping your dark side dark. A lot of people get angry and they afflict that anger on their environment. That's keeping your dark side dark. Let me tell you this truth. And you think about this in your life. I know happiness and joy is what the world preach, and I'm all for that. But so many times we think if our life isn't happy, our life is messed up. We think if we don't have overwhelming joy in our life is messed up, right? Let me tell you something. It takes the rain to appreciate the sunshine. Hello. It takes hard times to appreciate the good times. It takes a hard situation for believers out here there. It took a dark side of Christ getting put on the cross, right? It took that dark moment to bring so much light to all of our lives. So understand the dark moments are necessary for your life. Let's be real. The reason I'm on here right now is I almost dropped my phone is not because of RehabTime wasn't built off of happiness. It wasn't. It wasn't built out of everything going right. Rehab time wasn't built out of perfection. Rehab time wasn't built out of me feeling great about myself. You know what rehab time, the reason I'm talking to you right now, you know what rehab time was built out of? Hard times. You know what rehab time was built out of? Anger. You know what rehab time was built out of? Depression. You know what rehab time was built out of? Stress. And I decided to use it, and I decided to not to let it use me. You got to get something out of your pain, man. Don't just go through your situation just to go through. You got to get something out of it. And in three ways. Like, man, I know I'm talking fast, but I hope you guys are getting this, man. I'm trying to pour into you guys as much as I can. Share this message. It's three things that you got to get out of pain. Be very quick. Number one is I get progression out of it. I tell myself that pain is going to push me to a place that no strength could have. All right, you got to get progression out of your pain. Number two, the second thing you got to get out of pain is you got to get purpose out of pain. Right? You got to find the purpose or power, should I say, out of pain. Pain will produce power in your life because you have overcome, you have conquered, and that builds strength in your life. Okay. And the third thing I would tell you, pain can produce profit. Let's be real. And I'm not just talking about financial, but pain can produce profit. That means things grow because of it. I wouldn't have 4 books if it wasn't for pain. I wouldn't have a huge social media following if it wasn't for pain. I wouldn't be a top speaker, the titles that the world gives me, if it wasn't for pain. I wouldn't have these things. And so my thing to you is, it's time for you to use all these negative emotions, your sadness, your depression, the moments that you're in right now, and say, you know what? How am I going to use this to bring more light into my life and light into the world? How am I going to use this dark moment to bring more light? How am I going to use this dark moment to change my life? Because I don't believe in negative and positive emotions. I believe in this. I believe in emotions, and what you do with the emotions determines where it's negative or positive. Because even the most negative emotions can lead your life to a better place if you accept it. Am I telling you to have negative emotions on purpose? No. Am I telling you to live in your dark side on purpose? No. But when you experience these things, the things that I'm telling you to do, the things that you have to do, the things that you have to understand is that when you go through these times, you have to, because you're human, you're going to go through it. I'm going to go through it. Like today's run, can I be honest with you? Today's run was sponsored by stress. Yeah, if this was a commercial, it would say Trent Shelton's trail run was sponsored by stress. This is why I come out here to release my stress. And so as I feel that negative emotion, I'm going to use it to propel something greater. I'm going to use the stones they throw at me. Right? The stones life throw at me, I'm going to use that to build my future with. Hello. I'm going to use those things to build my future with. So please understand this. And I remember even with football, and I'll leave with this. I remember being at Bilyeu University. I remember we were playing Army. It was in 2006, my senior year. We're getting beat by Army. I'm pissed off. Excuse my French, but I'm pissed off. I'm angry because we're losing to Army. Nothing wrong with Army. We should be beating Army. I wasn't getting the ball. I was angry. I was hot. Times before, and this is the perfect example how you can use anger or your emotions for good or bad. Times before, I allowed anger to get me unfocused in football games, right? I would be upset. I would be out of focus. They throw me the ball, I'd drop it because my mind wouldn't be there. But this game, I say, you know what? When I get the ball, everybody in the stadium is going to feel me. Everybody on the Army defense is going to feel me. And I got the ball, I got a screen pass, and to this day, one of my best friends says, bro, I've never heard somebody run as hard as you. Like all you heard was, ha, 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 ha. I channeled that anger to focused aggression. I channeled that anger to focused aggression, and I got like a 40-yard outcome. And I ran over some people. But the point I'm trying to make is you can use all these emotions, right? As long as you channel it the right way, the positive way, these things can be for your life. That's why scripture says things are working together for the good of those who love the Lord, right? Even the bad things. That's why we say, like, the things that are supposed to break me will build me. When I say, that's why we say, oh, the things that were meant to do me harm is actually going to bring more good in my life. That's when you have the channel and you channel it the right way. I know this was a lot today, but I want to pour into you guys today. All right, I want to pour into you guys today because I see so many people obsessed with, but this person did that, but this and that, and you're so focused on your limitations, man. You got to be focused on being different. You got to be obsessed with being different. You got to be obsessed with being who you are, because that's where legendary is created, guys. You know, you got to be obsessed. Some of you say you want more for your life. You have these dreams, and I'm all for that. But some of you aren't obsessed enough. I'm going to be honest with you. You're not willing to put in 25,000 hours, 10,000 hours on the things that you say matter to you. Like some of you are more obsessed with distractions than you are what you say that you truly care about. Some of you are more obsessed with social media than you are with actually planting seeds in your family's life. There's so much we could talk about today. There's so much we can talk about today, guys, but I don't want to spend so much time on it. I love you. I appreciate you. I know this message was one of those tough love, but you guys know me. You know, everything I speak from comes out of a place of love. I care so much, man. That's why it's hard for me to talk calm. It's hard for me to slow down when I'm talking because I care so much. If that's my flaw as a speaker, I'll take that flaw. But I care so much, man. I want you guys to break free. And I'm on this journey with you. Like excuse me, I'm not a person that has it all figured out. Please don't come on here saying, oh, Trent has all the answers. No, I don't. I have so many questions. And I'm always answering these questions and applying it to my life and seeing what's working. And I want to share it with you guys. Like, I'm on this journey with you. I'm a human. I'm going to go through anger probably this week. I'm probably going to go through maybe depression a little bit. I'm probably going to go through stress. I'm going to go through all these emotions. But I've decided with my life, because I've seen the track record of my life over the years, that everything that was supposed to be negative turned out positive. I remember, and oh gosh, I'm off here. I promise you after this. Like, you guys see how much I want to serve you guys. And make sure you guys text me, man. Text me if you feel it. Text me a red heart to that number. It's like 53,000 people that's a part of the text message community. I appreciate it. And if you're not getting them for some reason, all you got to do is press stop and re-sign up. But you should get them. But I'll leave you with this. I remember, and some of you can relate to this. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Somebody, you know, something happened in business, foreclosure, house, whatever. I remember when I got cut from the Washington Redskins. And I don't know if you ever watch Hard Knocks, but like Hard Knocks is like the exact picture, right? They bring you to this office, and you ever had somebody like you're in a relationship and they break up with you and they tell you all the great things about you that they love, but they still break up with you. It's like, you are a great person, but you're not for me. You know, it's kind of like that. The NFL will tell you all the right, you are a great player, you were excellent, we loved your passion, oh man, you're so great. And you're thinking you're getting brought in the office to maybe get a promotion. But then they say, you know what, but it's a numbers game, we gotta let you go. So I remember getting that for the 10th time in my life, and I was so angry. I was angry because Washington did me very wrong. They kept me up there, living up there, me paying expenses, saying they're gonna bring me back on the team, but then they decided a month later that they changed their mind, right? It's just how the business, I was so upset. But I remember leaving there. I remember remembering this truth. And I share this story to share this with you. I remember this truth about my life. I knew I had a decision to make. I could be obsessed that they cut me. I could obsess over that. Something I couldn't change. And I asked myself, what is that going to do with my life? If I'm obsessed over something that I can't change, obsessed with my past. Or I had the option to be obsessed with getting something out of it. And saying, you know what? I'm going to look back on this I'm going to look back on this time of my life and realize that this had to happen in order for this to happen. I'm going to look back on this time of my life and realize that had to happen in order for this to happen. And I'm thinking about this right now in the moment. And it's making me a little bit emotional, man, because I remember walking out that office not knowing what I was going to do. Had a child to take care of. And guys, it's real, man. That's why I relate to y'all so much, man, when y'all in my inbox and telling me what you're going through, man. I'm not just some fluffy speaker, man, that just sells you dreams. Like, I know what it feels like. And I know what it feels like to overcome. I became obsessed with channeling that anger into something greater. And that anger developed RehabTime. That anger developed content. You know, people say, Trent, how do you friend spoken word without anger? To be honest, your life isn't over without a sadness. That was created, and those videos shaped and changed so much of the world. So I didn't let my anger change me to something negative. I allowed my negative emotions, my bad moment, to help me change the world. So my friend, as I get off of here, what are you going to get out of it? What are you going to get out of that situation? Whatever it is for you, what are you going to get out of it? And it might not be as bizarre as, you know, somebody walking out of your life or whatever. Maybe it's on a different level. Maybe it's a sickness that you're going through right now. What are you going to get out of it? And yeah, man, I got to get off of here, man. I got to reflect and just thank God, man. I appreciate y'all. And I just hope you got something out of today, man. I think this is one of these messages that if you really grasp it, man, it's life changing. I know it's not me just telling you, you know, making you feel good about, whatever. But if you really grasp this, I really think it could change your life. I love you guys. Appreciate you, man. It all starts with you.